Will you ever find love? I got a very personal question from a viewer who says he's quite successful in everything except dating. And now he's worried whether he will ever find somebody to be with. I don't know if it's the right place for this. I've succeeded in every way in life except love. I'm in the top 10% of annual income by my age bracket, don't have any debt, own my own car, have a great job, hobbies and friends and everything. But how does one not wonder or get over the fact that there's a massive chance he will never be able to find love or someone to spend the rest of their life with? In my culture, arranged marriages are common and I don't want to feel like someone is with me because of obligation rather than love. How does one turn off the desire to be loved? First, it is completely normal to have a desire to be loved, so do not try to turn it off. Work on bringing a person to love and be loved by into your life. Now let me digress a bit, because this question hits home for me. I went through kind of similar story. Basically, most things I did in life I was relatively successful in. An A student in school, top of the class in my bachelor's, Western education, pretty good at sports, actually quite extroverted and quite good at talking, working in finance in Boston and New York City, things a lot of young people would find relatively successful, especially coming from a second or third world country. But one thing I had real problems with was dating. Somehow, it wouldn't exactly click for me, which was so disappointing, especially for a guy who got many other things relatively easy. So since I was around 18 to 20, I started reading the pickup and self-development literature. Later, I was even in the pickup community for some time doing the things you learn there. And I can tell you, it was helping way less than I expected. I am not saying it was useless, but at least for me, it worked very slowly. And when I say it took me like a decade or more to get better, I mean it. I started to get some meaningful results only around 30 or even after 30. So it's a very gradual and difficult process. There's no magic pill. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. It's every day, step by step, work on yourself, on every aspect of your life, but also specifically on dating. You see, some people, and I had it too, think that if you just work on yourself, eventually women will come to you. That is not exactly true. You still need to be proactive, using dating apps, going out, approaching women, asking them out, going on dates. It's one of the most important parts. So back to your question, how do you turn off the desire to be loved? You don't. The desire is not the problem. Feeling powerless about it is. So don't fight the desire, point it at the work. And that massive chance I'll never find love, look at your own message. Successful, social, hobbies, friends. That is not a guy who can't be loved. That's a guy who didn't do enough to get better at it yet. On the arranged marriage part, I might be wrong, but I think the guy is from India. Look, I don't know all the details, but hopefully, if you are an adult, you can make decisions for your own life. And if your family doesn't respect them, you distance yourself and go live your life however you want. If they eventually come around and understand you, great. If not, well, you can maybe still have some relationship from the distance. If even that doesn't work, it is what it is. So in a nutshell, man, don't give up. Realize it is a long process. Build yourself up as a man and focus directly on dating. Have a goal of at least 1 date per week. If that is too much, 1 date per 2 weeks. It comes down to knowledge and experience. Knowledge you can get from my channel. Men's main rules, boundaries, self-respect, dating stories, how to ask a girl out, how to behave on a date. Experience is on you. Start acting. And sooner or later, if you do it right, you should see the results coming. One last thing. As you guys know, I started the paid membership on TikTok. For some time, I was thinking about what exactly to post there. Now I think I have an answer. I want to post a hands-on, step-by-step guide on dating. Probably call it something like how to get a girl as an average guy and standardize my approach. So if you needed a way to support the channel, become paid subscribers. I also plan to prioritize paid members' direct messages. That's it. Hope that helps. My name is Ilyas Abdulin. Bye.